Welcome to Bridging the Gap, the Madison County Chamber of Commerce podcast, where Madison County's stories and businesses connect. I'm Sarah Pugh, the Executive Director of the Madison County Chamber of Commerce. Each episode spotlights the people, businesses, and nonprofits that make our community thrive while sharing the stories behind what they do. We're looking forward to learning more about their story and their connection to Madison County. Today I'm here with Dave LaGrange and Sarah Overton, talking about the upcoming Fly Iowa Festival. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and your role with the upcoming Fly Iowa event?
Sure. So I'll start. I am Sarah Overton, and I own Future Flyers of Iowa, which is a flight school out at the airport here in Winterset. And my role with the Fly Iowa Festival is I'm one of the co-chairs for it this year. So pretty heavily involved, lots of coordination, planning, things like that.
Yeah, I'm Dave LaGrange. I'm the chairman of the Airport Authority. So, of course, we've got to work in concert to make sure this thing comes off well. So, we've been working together on that. And I've been Airport Authority for, I don't know, a good long time. I'll say more than 5 years
track.
For sure.
Yeah. Long enough to lose track.
Yes.
So someone who's hearing about Fly Iowa for the first time, can you tell a little bit more about what that event is?
Sure. So Fly Iowa is traditionally an air show, and it rotates between different airports in the state of Iowa. They've been around. The Iowa Aviation Promotion Group is actually the one who has Fly Iowa, and it's been around since I want to say 1995.
It was originally Iowa DOT,
right?
And it was 1997 was the first one,
1997, right.
And then over time, Iowa Aviation Promotion Group kind of took over for the DOT.
Right.
The only time that didn't run it was COVID year, and I think one other year.
There was one other year,
98 or something.
Yeah, I want to say late 90s.
Yeah. But yeah.
So, Winterset got chosen this year as the first of its kind Fly Iowa Festival. So, like I said earlier, traditionally it's more of an air show. Winterset, due to our location and our runway size, we're a little bit more limited. So we're not doing a traditional air show, and we're doing more of a festival.
That's big news, though, to be selected
Huge.
For the first for this festival.
Yes, it is quite the honor that we were happily took when they presented it to us. We were extremely excited, very honored to have that. And when we were initially discussing it, it just seemed like Winterset was so obvious. Like, it's close to the Des Moines Metro, but not too close. And people just want to be here. So, we were very excited to plan this, kind of set the tone for future Fly Iowa festivals. So what the Iowa Aviation Promotion Group wants to do is be able to see how we do it and do this every year as well, on just a smaller scale than a traditional air show.
All right. You're paving the way for others, right?
Trying to.
It's the Discovery Flight Festival.
It's Discovery Flight Festival. Yes.
Yes. So how long has planning been underway?
So we knew that we were going to kind of take this under, if you will, since about September of last year. So September of 2025. And Dave, myself, Laura Luckenbill is another co-chair with me. We all sat down many, many times and discussed, what we wanted this festival to be, and what we hoped it would bring for Winterset.
Awesome. So what do you have in store?
So we're still planning a few of those last minute, details out. But this year, we wanted this festival to be more community centric. So we wanted local businesses, local vendors, local musicians. We're having I think 4 actually musicians coming out and performing. We have a nice big stage from Iowa Sound. And so we have food trucks, coffee trucks, ice cream trucks. I think we have like 10 or 12 of them coming out. We have a lot of veterans groups coming out to help celebrate America 250. So we have the YL-37, which is a Flying Vietnam Memorial helicopter coming out. They have a great foundation as well. So they're going to be setting up shop there. We're supposed to be having, this is an exclusive, the Army National Guard bringing their Black Hawk helicopter out. We have Iron Horse Aviation coming over and bringing their helicopters. They have a foundation as well to, they are veteran-owned business, and they help provide like life-saving support for rescues and people who are in need from natural disasters. So we have them coming out. We have the PT-19 group from the Commemorative Air Force coming out doing aircraft rides. We have vintage aircraft coming in, setting up several planes being on static display. I know a lot of our pilot groups, we've been telling them we want them flying in if possible. We have an FAA safety seminar going on for pilots earlier in the day. And then we have a big fireworks show at night.
I think we have like military folks showing up as well. I think NASA is going to be having a display or something too as well.
Yep. We have the RC planes coming out too, doing some demonstrations. We're supposed to be having a drone coming in and kind of seeing what the future of aviation can look like in different ways. We have an individual who's doing that. A lot of kid activities. So we have bounce houses, face painting, the rock wall, just all sorts of different kind of things to keep everybody entertained, have a good time. People are encouraged to bring like their lawn chairs, you know, so they can sit down, enjoy the music, eat, see all of the local vendors that we have coming out, who have set up booths, local businesses, things like that.
I would say if you're a non-aviation type person, how would you describe it? I would say Winterset's had the fortune of having Ragbri here before. I would put this kind of as a Ragbri type of event, but aviation. And in fact, if I was a young kid, this is going to be, if they have any interest at all in aviation, boy, this is going to be the place to be, because like Sarah said, we're going to have some remote control planes. We're going to have vintage planes. And if you have any like for helicopters or stuff, we have a lot of helicopters at this event coming in, which is amazing.
That's a good point, Dave. So this year, one of the things that's going to be kind of making this a different event, because of our runway size being a lot smaller than other airports, we really wanted to have more helicopters come in. Helicopters is not something that you traditionally see in most air shows. You know, it's all different type of airplanes, fixed wing airplanes. So when we were throwing around these ideas at the initial kind of start of this, the planning part, we really wanted to showcase something a little bit different. And we thought, why not with helicopters?
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
They can land anywhere. So,
yeah. So is there an admission to get in, or how does that work?
It's completely free. So admission is completely free. This is a great event to just come out, check it out, see what it's all about. Stay a while. Like I said, it's from 2 to 9. It's open to the public from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. We have VIP parking at the airport itself. We do, I think, have some of those spots still available. So if people wanted to contact us to see how they could get that, feel free to. But we do have shuttle service set up too at the fairgrounds. And we're having shuttles bring people into the airport itself too.
And what's the date of your event?
It is Saturday, September 19th.
Okay.
And I would say other air show events they've had in the past, there's been as many as how many people would show up for those? Because actually you and Andrew went to.
Yeah. So traditionally at these Fly Iowa air shows, it's more like 5,000 to 6,000 people. We're expecting more like 2,500, hopefully 3,000 people, not constantly there, just kind of rotating throughout the day. So it's still a massive turnout for Winterset.
Yeah. And this is all hosted out at the airport. So for a lot of people that live around here and they drive by, they may not even realize there's an airport just north out of town, right? So can you tell us a little bit about the airport and how it's kind of evolved over the years?
Sure. Yeah. So the history on the airport, it's been actually out there right around, we believe, 1970, 1975 era. And it's what they call a general aviation airport. So that means it's going to be kind of your fixed wings, airplanes, your smaller aircraft. And out there we have about 27, 28 planes housed out there.
Okay.
It's basically right now we're with our proximity to Des Moines, we're kind of looking to expand that footprint. We have a 3,000 foot runway by 50 feet. As a pilot myself, the 50 feet, learning how to fly with a 50-foot narrow runway is actually a good thing, because then the wider runways look better. But we're looking to eventually have at least a 4,000 foot runway, eventually 5,500 feet, and double the width. And so that's a little bit about the airport. And of course, when that's starts to happen, then we can look at bringing in some other planes and things of that nature.
Yeah. So what role does the airport play in our community?
I would say one of the things is the potential for economic development. If you take a look in our proximity, you take a look like at Ankeny, for example. They have an airport, and on that airport sits some pretty, I would say, big name folks. Like Casey's headquarters is at the Ankeny Airport. Tone's Spices is at the Ankeny Airport. We're hopeful that over time, with our proximity to Des Moines, the fact that people can land in Winterset and not have to have the congestion of landing in Des Moines, they can land in Winterset and then drive within 20, 30 minutes, be right in Des Moines. So that's kind of what we believe is going to be a real positive for the town. It differentiates the town, brings in potential for new jobs and things of that nature.
Yeah. And then Future Flyers of Iowa is housed out at the airport as well. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So my husband and I actually started Future Flyers together back in the middle of 2019. And so my husband is from St. Mary's. So we moved back here. He's in the military. And so he's actually a part of the 185th Air National Guard in Sioux City. And so we moved back here to be closer to family, things like that. And one of the biggest things that we noticed when we moved back here was that there really wasn't any flight training programs. And he's a pilot. And we thought, you know what? Let's look at Winterset. And we've actually had flown into Winterset before when we lived down in Texas. And we know Winterset because it's just literally down the street from where we are in St. Mary's. And so we looked at Winterset and thought, there's something here. And so we moved here, talked to the airport board, kind of showed what our vision looked like, why we think this is a place to be. They were gracious enough to allow us to set up shop out there. And so that's exactly what we did. Future Flyers of Iowa has grown from one instructor, my husband at the time, and one student to we have 4 full-time instructors. We have 4 full-time support staff. So whether they do, answering phones, maintenance, things like that. And we have over 125 students that actually fly. So it's quite the growth in such a short amount of time for us anyway. We started out with 1 plane. Now we have over 6. So it's nice to be able to kind of sit back and go, wow, this is what we've done. We bought the old skydiver hangar back in May of 2023. We were fortunate enough to be able to do that. Since then, we've expanded our footprint a little bit. We've added more office space, conference room. So we will regularly host meetings out there for the airport board, other activities too. So, yeah. that's a little bit about us.
If I can throw in one thing with that, one of the things too that differentiates, I think, your flight school from others is the fact that you have multi-engine.
We do.
You have that Seneca out there, which
we do. We have a multi-engine aircraft, so it's a plane with 2 engines on it instead of just the one. And then another thing too, just to piggyback on what Dave just said too, is we have now been named 3 consecutive years the Des Moines People's Choice Award winner for Best Flight School. And then this is our second year winning the Distinguished Flight School for the region.
Wow.
Yeah. So the first year we were the only one in Iowa to win that award. This past year there was another school in northeastern Iowa. So they won it as well, but definitely the one for our area. So
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's so awesome.
yes.
The Shopper, the Madisonian, and the Exchange, your locally owned weekly publications from Madco Media Group in Winterset. The Shopper arrives free in mailboxes across Madison County, the Madisonian keeps you connected in print and online, and the Exchange is Iowa's largest marketplace publication. Plus, promote your business or events on our 10 digital billboards across Winterset. From design and copy to office services, we can do your light work. Madco Media Group, see what we can do for you, located just off the square in Winterset. Locally owned, trusted, and connected. Call 515-462-1535 or email ads@madcomedia.com because local is where the heart is. So what do you think it is about aviation that captures people?
I could, for myself personally, and I just remembered this again. I was out flying this past weekend, and I was nowhere particular to go, just kind of wanted to get out. And I just was flying down to Osceola and back, just some little flight. But I'll tell you what, it reminded me of the freedom, of the peacefulness. I mean, when you're up there and you're floating along out there, I mean, words can't describe it. It's just a great feeling to be able to do that. And I think there's some of that. And I think there's some, like for people my age, we were on the tail end of the first go around of space flight. Mm-hmm. And so aviation, of course, is kind of along those same lines. So it kind of hits that urge. And I think as a society, I think we're kind of getting back towards that again with the different things going on in that. And I think that's why we're seeing some big growth in people wanting to learn how to fly in that. But for me personally, and we were talking about it being the America's 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. That's that freedom. It's the independence. That's what built America, made it great, was the kind of the rugged individualness type of thing of being independent. And I think, Sarah, you might agree with this, is that sometimes you would find that in the pilot community.
Absolutely. And whenever you were talking, it made me think of kind of an adage that so many pilots will say is, a mile on the ground will take you a mile in the air will take you anywhere. So that freedom of flight is real. And when you get up there, it's the peacefulness, it's the almost like tranquility in a way of just, being able to somewhat relax, even though you might be 3,000-4,000 feet in the air. And then just be able to go wherever you want to go.
You kind of forget that part of it. And there's really, honest to goodness, there's nothing like getting up in the air at night, in my mind. Oh, yeah. I mean, you fly, like we're so close to Des Moines, flying over Des Moines, seeing the lights of Des Moines and all the different buildings. So there's just something to that. Like I say, I can't articulate it in words, but it's just something that is
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to plug you on this, that even if you're not a pilot, you can pay to do a discovery flight so that you can participate with a pilot.
Yes, absolutely. So we offer discovery flights out at the flight school, and it's just a great opportunity to be able to go up with a flight instructor and be able to see what everybody's talking about. That freedom, get it to experience, at least just for a little bit, that freedom of flight, and be able to see, one of the things that we love to do is take people around some of the covered bridges. And so see what some of the other things Winterset looks like from the air. So,
yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's really unique that this event is bringing a lot of these aircrafts to our area and landing them so that the curiosities, it's almost like, our local event Touch a Truck is that with the aviation theme. So I think it's a really unique opportunity leaning into that 250th anniversary celebration that you guys are leaning into both of those things to get that excitement from the community and the kids and kind of blend those two areas. Because I know there's so much that you guys do out there that I'm not a pilot, so I don't see a lot of that, but it's giving me access to things that now I'm going to know because we're going to go out and see the hangars and see what all you're doing and do a discovery flight and do those things. So I am excited to hear how this is going to go and what kind of traffic you're going to get afterwards.
Yeah, I think we're all, very excited to see kind of what all comes from this festival. And what we're hoping is, with our airport expansion coming, the next few years or so, we want to be able to create such a strong impression amongst not just the aviation community, but everyone statewide. And the Iowa Aviation Promotion Group to be able to host a bigger air show once we have the accommodations to do that. So we are very much hoping that this is a very successful event just for Winterset, the community, but also for the future.
Yeah, this could be a good economic impact for our community. Yeah, people are traveling here, staying.
We do know we already have some people who have committed to bringing their vintage aircraft to be more on static display from even Wisconsin, so different people from kind of all walks of life coming all the way to Winterset to participate is very neat.
How important are your community organizations and volunteers for this event?
Huge. So without the community support, I don't think the event would be, nearly as successful as we want it to be. Yeah. So we definitely want community involvement. Local businesses, we're always welcoming them to come participate. We have some kind of VIP packages, if you will, for local businesses who want to maybe be a sponsor at the event. We're still accepting those, always will. Have logo placement on our signage at the festival, social media, things like that. One of the big things is VIP parking. So, VIP parking, you get to park at the airport. It's a little bit better that way, but we're always looking for more community involvement and support.
Yeah. And are you having local businesses and community members step up?
Some, yes, but we would like more. So we're always going to say that, but yes.
Yeah. And then let's talk about how you're celebrating the 250th anniversary. You have a lot of the aircrafts, the historic aircrafts coming in. What else are you doing for the 250th?
So we have, I think I mentioned it earlier, but we have some musicians coming in. And so some of the music that they'll be playing is more patriotic themed. Oh, nice. So that's a really good bonus to that. And then we have some veterans groups coming in to talk about some of the history there. But that's pretty much it.
I would also throw in by finishing with the fireworks.
Oh, yeah, of course. How could I forget that?
At the end, that kind of is Americana right there. So.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
What have been some of your biggest challenges as you've been planning an event of this size?
Oh, I would say part of it is our airport trying to accommodate our small footprint into a large event.
You're 100% right. So I think it's the airport, we are limited by our size. It just is what it is. We're all kind of used to it, but I think having just this Fly Iowa, festival, we have so many people who want to participate in it, but can't because of the size of it. So I would just say like the planning part, the logistics of putting people, you go here. And so, yeah, I would say that part.
That's been the challenge.
Yeah.
But we're working through it and we've got,
I think creative. This is a great, really good opportunity for us, the planning part, getting the logistics ironed out so that fingers crossed in the next, few years with the airport expansion, we can be better prepared to host the big full-fledged air show.
And the only other thing I would throw in as a challenge is not knowing what the weather's going to be like on September 19th. All the planning and all the stuff could really come down to low clouds or something like that.
That's aviation for you.
Exactly. But we're hopeful it's going to be a bright, sunny day.
Yeah. Has anything surprised you during the planning process?
Has anything surprised you?
It's kind of what I thought it would be. It's a large undertaking if you're going to accommodate 2,500 people and have a bunch of different things for them to do aviation wise, and the logistics and putting that all together. It's just, you don't snap your fingers and it happens. It's and hats off to Laura and to Sarah for their efforts on this, because it's not an easy task.
And Laura Luckenbill, she's been instrumental in really coordinating things with the city, the county, emergency management services. She's been really doing a phenomenal job with that, because sometimes you don't think about that whenever you're planning the fun things, which I am lucky I get to plan the fun things. And so Dave and Laura have really been, getting to do fun things as well, but really looking at, those emergency management plans and making sure all the respective parties of the city and county are in the know and they know what's going on, and just making sure everybody's on the same page.
Yep.
So silly little things like if a plane needs some fuel, how do we move people around to make that happen, and just stuff like that.
But, right. People wouldn't think about that. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Until you have to plan it.
Yep.
Is there something happening during the Fly Iowa that you think people might overlook and you don't want them to miss it?
I would say, Fly Iowa, you think aircraft, things like that, which we will have, but I want people to know that it's more than that, because we really have those local vendors coming. We have over 20 coming. And so it's really getting to know some of the members of your community and what services they have to offer, and how that might be applicable to you.
And I would throw in there, you don't necessarily always put the two together, but we've been working with the Winterset Art Center, and they're going to have some differing art type of activities and things of that nature, and artists out there, from what I understand too.
Yeah.
So that's unique, I think.
Yeah, they have. So some of the vendors, we have them in hangar spaces, which is, you store an aircraft in there traditionally. So the Winterset Art Center, they're going to have their own entire hangar space to showcase local artists, artwork, things of that nature too.
Very cool.
So that is something very unique. I don't think that's ever been done on any of their Fly Iowa event. So that'll be very neat for Winterset.
Yeah. Cool. Are there any special aircraft demonstrations that are happening that you're excited about?
So the YL-37 Flying Vietnam Memorial, that is huge, because they're coming over from like the Council Bluffs area, and getting them to come is just absolutely amazing. We're super excited about that. And then honestly, the PT-19 coming from the Commemorative Air Force, those are just, we're so fortunate to be able to have them come to Winterset. So
it's so patriotic. Like
it is.
It truly, and we were fortunate enough to have them come to our fly-in breakfast back in May.
Okay.
And I was shocked. They had people lined up for flights all the way through 3:00 in the afternoon, and this was a morning event that we had. So, they'll be back out there again, and very patriotic. World War II trainer plane. So it'll be fun.
So awesome. So are you still needing volunteers to help you?
We're always looking for volunteers.
Okay. So
I would say if there's anybody out there that's wanting to volunteer, they can either email us on our website, the flyiowa2026.com, and there's a contact us link at the very bottom. They can email us there, and we can certainly get back with them if they just put their contact information. But we'll be having a volunteer meeting coming up. We have a couple of them coming up in August, and then of course September. So it'll be great.
It's going to be here before we know it.
It will be.
Can I throw in one plug for that? The week before,
yes.
There's an event Saturday for kids.
Okay.
What is the name of that again, Sarah?
So that is the youth rally. So thank you so much for mentioning that. So the Saturday before, which is Saturday, September 12th, starting at 9 a.m., there is going to be a youth rally for kids ages 6 to 17 who maybe have just a little bit of an interest in aviation, want to learn a little bit more about it. So we have 3 of our flight instructors that will be giving kind of a ground lesson. Then we'll take them up to our simulator in our hangar so they can kind of practice on that. And then we take them on a flight.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's free. It's completely free.
Wow.
So if you have any children out there who might think, hey, this might sound kind of fun to do, it's for about 2-hour time block. So from about 9 to 11 or so, parents can stay out there. It's not a problem. There's plenty of places to hang out, kind of drop the kids off a little bit in our hangar, and they want to watch them go up. They can absolutely do that. So it'd be great.
It's great timing too, because then the next weekend you can come back and see more.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I appreciate all that you are doing, not only individually with the airport and your future flyers, but coming together for an event like this. I know it takes a lot of time, effort, energy away from what you guys are already doing, but to shine a light on the community and the airport and all the community of people around you with the pilots, I think it's huge for our economy. So we see you. We see all the work you're doing. And afterwards, make sure you take the time to rest.
Yes. We have to remind ourselves to do that.
Yes. So looking ahead, what are you most excited about other than the rest that comes after the event?
I'm really excited to see, this might sound cheesy and I don't mean it to be, but like smiles on people's faces. Just out there getting to experience some of the things that maybe Dave and I get to see all the time, which is just planes flying around. But I think this will be much different than that. So I think this will be more of that learning about the history, the present, and then the future. And so of aviation. And so getting to see that all in one space is really pretty neat. And then just getting to see local community people showcasing their talents as well, like with the art center, and how something like that, two kind of worlds, if you will, kind of coming together and, having something quite nice.
I'm excited to, like I say, for the opportunity. Not every day do we have these sorts of things coming so close to our town. Yeah. And so I just hope as many people from town that I recognize get here and get to see that. And like I say, I think the kids aspect of this can be a very inspirational event for the youth in aviation. So I'm looking forward to that.
And it's not just pilots, it's aircraft mechanics as well.
Excellent
we
point.
have a school coming out too who also help train people with aircraft mechanics. So maybe if you don't want to be a pilot, but you still love aviation, definitely an aircraft mechanic is something to look at. There's a huge need for aircraft mechanics.
Very big demand out there.
Yes. Great. Anything else you'd like to add today?
Come to Fly Iowa.
Yes. Yeah. Don't miss it. It's an opportunity so close to home. Get out and see it, enjoy it, and make a day of it.
Yep. And then your website?
FlyIowa2026.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for listening to Bridging the Gap, the Madison County Chamber of Commerce podcast, where Madison County's stories and businesses connect. We hope today's conversation gave you a deeper look at the people and passion behind our local community. To learn more about today's guest, visit their website, and for more chamber events, membership, or resources, visit www.madisoncounty.com. Be sure to subscribe, share, and join us next time as we continue bridging the gap across Madison County.